everyone, and welcome back to my true crime channel. Today I want to give you the latest developments, the latest shocking news in the tragic case of Logan Williamson, also known as Logan Mwangi. Logan went missing on Saturday the 31st of July. I have already done a brief video about his disappearance and subsequent death, but what has now come out, we were aware that a 13-year-old boy, shockingly, had been arrested, but we were told a 30-year-old woman and a 39-year-old man had been arrested, but we weren't sure for what. We are now aware that that 30-year-old woman, very disturbingly, is Logan's mother. She's been arrested for perverting the course of justice. So has the 13-year-old boy. And even more shockingly, Logan's stepfather, the 39-year-old man, has been arrested on suspicion of his murder. Now, the stepfather is called John Cole, and the mother is called Harad Williamson. I hope I've pronounced that right. So when I did my first video on Logan's case, I had hoped his parents weren't going to be involved, but when I learnt that the police were investigating footage from the Ring video doorbell, a bit like the Chris Watts case in America, I did think this doesn't sound good, and I started to wonder then if the family were involved. It does appear that the family are involved, and tragically, in the last couple of hours in the British media and the British press, they have released very gruesome details of Logan's injuries. I'm not going to go into details of what they are, but I can tell you something, they're horrific, they're horrible. I don't know why anyone would want to do that to a 5-year-old child, can't get my head around it. I said in my previous video, perhaps this family, because they'd been self-isolating due to COVID, they'd recently been on a holiday, and because of something that happened there, when they got home, they had to go into self-isolation. The family were due to end their period of self-isolation, and what I'd speculated and wondered, could there have been a row within the family home because they'd been stuck together for such a number of days without escape, without being able to leave the house, because you're isolating, you're not allowed to leave the house. I wondered if that could have tragically had something to do with Logan's death, as in the UK and I know around the world, since COVID-19 has happened, the murder rate is up, homicide rate in America it would be called, but generally people are killing people more, especially family members, you know, boyfriends, girlfriends, 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 boyfriends. People are attacking each other that live with each other, even brothers and sisters, shockingly, not just, you know, sexual partners or people in relationships. Brothers and sisters are actually attacking each other as well and killing one another. It's really sad, it's really shocking. Obviously everybody hopes COVID comes to an end, but the fact that the murder rate has gone up because of it is really, really horrific. Now obviously I have no idea whether COVID-19 has had anything to do with Logan's murder, whether his stepdad could have flipped because he'd not been able to get out of the house for a number of days. Obviously we don't know, we can only speculate, but what's really disturbing and disturbed me from the minute I heard about this case is the 13-year-old boy that's involved. What the hell? What is a 13-year-old boy doing in being involved? I can't get my head around it. Whether the 13-year-old boy is related to Logan, they have not said. They will not release the name of the 13-year-old boy that's been arrested because he's a minor. They cannot publish his name. What they said to start with before they announced it was Logan's stepdad that's been arrested on suspicion of murder. They gave the ages of the people that were arrested and the sexes, but they said that all three of them were being held in 3 different police stations in Wales in order for them to give their reports of what had happened, to be investigated and to be investigated separately, obviously because of these circumstances. Now this is massive news here in the UK today. This case has been breaking since the weekend, but speculations were already being made about the family. Obviously no one wanted to point fingers, but people wondered, could it have been the family? You know, at first Logan was reported missing from his home. He disappeared. Where he was found, in a body of water, it was not far from his home. No one knows yet how he got there. No one even knows why the injuries that were inflicted to the poor little boy were done in the first place. I mean, obviously this has all got to be investigated, but it's a really tragic case, and it's extremely rare for a 5-year-old child to be found dead in the outside at the open on their own, especially in a body of water. And the fact that it was so near to the little lad's home did raise suspicions with a lot of people about the parents, but obviously no one knew until today when the news broke for definite. but it could have been an abduction. I said in my other video, Logan could have wandered off and had an accident. But I did wonder when I first heard about this case, could the parents be involved? I hoped not, but I am aware of the statistics when children go missing and are found dead especially. Often the parents are involved. I hope that wasn't going to be the case, but tragically it turned out it is. So the parents of Logan, like I said, are his mother and his stepfather that are the ones that have been arrested. Obviously, there is a biological father out there that is not under suspicion. All three people that have been arrested, the mother, the stepfather and the 13-year-old boy, have been remanded in custody. They will be appearing before Cardiff Magistrates Court. And the 13-year-old, as I said, cannot be identified due to his age. Now, Williamson and Cole, who is also known as J. Cole, have been a couple for about 3 years and got engaged in May this year, according to their neighbours and local people in the area that know them. No one has really given any reports as to any problems within the family. Everybody has said what a lovely little boy he was and what a happy little boy he was. From what the police are saying, there remains an extensive and sensitive investigation by the Major Crime Investigation Team, and they are very grateful to the local community of where the little boy lives in South Wales for its support and understanding while they continue to gather evidence across several scenes. They have continued to appeal to anyone that's got information in relation to the incident, and if they have, to contact the Major Crime Investigation Team, and that's in South Wales. Family friends said they received a phone call on Saturday morning from Miss Williamson, Logan's mother, to say that Logan had been taken to the nearby Prince of Wales Hospital in Bridgend. She has said, and it's reported, that she collapsed when doctors told her, tragically, that Logan could not be saved. As I said in my other video, people have left a number of tributes to the little boy, teddy bears, you know, lots of little cards and toys, and it's extremely sad to see all of the toys and tributes that have been left for poor little Logan. Family friends have paid tribute online to the kind, funny, polite, handsome and clever boy, Logan. Those wanting to pay their respects were encouraged by the local police to place teddy bears at a lamppost and a footbridge near where Logan was found. Many of them who have come by said they didn't even know Logan, but they travelled to the area after hearing of his tragic death. Logan was in a nursery class in a primary school in Bridgend, and he was loved and adored by his fellow pupils and by the staff. A fellow mother, Lois Shepherd, left a cuddly toy baby shark chosen by her daughter, and she said she's just shocked and gobsmacked. This is such a small community, everyone is feeling the pain of what happened. Messages left at the riverbank include "Fly high, Logan," "Sending love and kisses," "R.I.P. Angel," and "Thinking of you." A mother of two who drove 2 miles to the scene and said through held back tears, "I didn't even know the little boy and his family, but I felt I had to come. It's so sad. I cannot comprehend what the family is going through." As I said before, it was reported that the couple were due to be wed soon, and it is also reported that Logan was said to have been beyond excited, bless him, his little heart, about the wedding, where he was going to be a page boy for his stepdad and for his mum. Regarding the COVID, I did say they'd been on a holiday, and just to clarify, they'd been to Blackpool, which is a town in the north of England where they'd obviously been on holiday, and it is believed, although it's not definite, but one of them, at least one of them, contracted COVID-19 very sadly during the trip. As I said, anyone for information is asked to contact the South Wales Police, and you can do that via mip.police.uk, so that's mipp.police.uk. Alternatively, if you have any other information or any information at all about this case that you want to share, you can do that by ringing 101, and that's within the UK. And if you do ring 101, you're going to need to quote this reference number, and that is 2100268 So one more time, that's ring 101 and quote ref number 2100268 So if you do have any information, guys, about this case, if you saw anything, if you heard anything, if you know anything at all, ring 101, quote that reference, or use the other website that I gave you obviously this is a fast moving case. We have been made aware who's been arrested and on what, what they've been arrested, the charges for. It's horrible to learn that the little boy's stepdad has been arrested on suspicion of murder. I'm truly shocked to learn that. Obviously, I probably shouldn't be shocked because, as I said, often missing children are attacked by their own family members. But for it to be his stepdad, it's just horrible. For the little boy's real dad, obviously I don't know where he is and I don't know any circumstances of the man, but if he is around, he must be heartbroken. Not only the biological father of Logan, all of his extended family and friends, his school teachers, his school friends, they must be devastated. And from what I can gather, I have been to Wales on a number of occasions. There are a lot of villages within Wales that are very small. Everybody knows everybody. It's very much a village community. People are very friendly. Most people that would have lived in that local area would have known that little boy. So there's going to be a lot of people affected by his death. His neighbours are going to be devastated, not just friends and family. There's going to be a whole wide circle of people that are going to be absolutely gutted by what's happened to poor little Logan. So just to give you a little bit of more information on the parents, they are due to appear in court today, and that is Thursday the 5th of August. That's within Cardiff. Newport, I believe the court is located, so that's going to be really interesting to see what comes out of that. It probably is only a preliminary hearing, but they are in court today. It has also been made known in recent moments that I have just still been looking into this case that it was a baby brother that Logan had, and his mother had given birth to his little baby brother in February last year, so his little baby brother is obviously very small. I'm imagining that little boy has been taken into care. Obviously, I don't know that. I'm just speculating. But if not into care, he's obviously with some family members. I really hope he doesn't get taken into care because that's horrific. This poor community within Bridgend, to have had this happen to poor little Logan, it's so horrible. And just to go back through the circumstances of his disappearance, as I explained in my other video, around 5:30, I think 6 o'clock in the morning, the alarm is raised and screams are heard coming from the family's home in Bridgend, and the mother was heard screaming, he's gone out the back door. The back door was open. Now, who knows when and where Logan was murdered? I don't know. We don't know whether he was murdered at the site where he was found or within the family home. Obviously, the police will be investigating that, and we'll probably get more updates in the very near future on what has gone on, but there was a period of time where he was reported missing, I'm presuming by the family, and then he later turns up dead. Not long, within an hour, or it wasn't a long period of time between him being reported missing and being found dead. And whether the parents thought they could get away with this, I don't know. Perhaps they were deluded enough to think that they could. Thankfully, they haven't. I don't even want to speak their names because it makes me feel a bit sick. They're disgusting if they've hurt this little boy and it is true and the police are correct with their assumptions, or they must have solid evidence. Hopefully it isn't just an assumption, otherwise they wouldn't have arrested someone on suspicion of murder. But how could you murder a little 5-year-old boy? Logan was adorable. No one deserves to be murdered. It's a disgrace. It's disgusting. And for something like this to happen in the UK, within Wales, it's a big shock to the UK. It's going to be a huge shock to the community within Wales where the little boy lived. And it's just a heartbreaking case. So anyway, guys, I will keep you updated as and when there's more news on this case. I wanted to do another follow-up on this video from my original video, because obviously there has been a major break in the case today with the knowledge of the stepfather of Logan being arrested for suspicion of murder, the mother of Logan, horrifically, on perverting the course of justice, and the same for the 13-year-old boy, a charge of perverting the course of justice. Who knows if we'll ever find out who this 13-year-old boy is. For now, it doesn't look like we will, because as I said before, they cannot release his name. Obviously, as I said, I will keep you updated, guys, but keep Logan in your heart. He's certainly in my heart, and it's made me feel really sad learning about what happened to him, learning about the horrible and horrific, gruesome injuries that he sustained. I wish I hadn't read what they were, because it's not nice. I'm sure if you need to have the additional info, you can find it in the British tabloids at the moment. It has just been updated in the last hour or two this afternoon. So keep looking out on the news on this case, because it is extremely interesting to know what happened. But as much as it's extremely interesting, it's even more heartbreaking. Well, as always, guys, I hope you're well. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are in the world. And as usual, I'll be back very soon with another true crime video. Bye for now.